Uncharted 3, what we wanted to do is sort of take Drake on an adventure like he hadn't been on before, which involves new destinations, and in this case it's the Arabian Desert is his ultimate destination, but he has to go on a globe-trotting adventure to finally get there. And then also with a new adversary that challenges him in new ways, rather than sort of overtly physical ways, sort of a more cerebral adversary where you kind of have to fight your fears, and then this person is more sort of guileful and cunning than some of the people we've run into before.
It means be careful what you wish for. It might just get you.
We're going to the desert this time, and so obviously we wanted to blow out sand in every form, and we've done a ton of research, both graphically in terms of, and also sort of narratively, stories that have gone to the desert before. But that involves really getting all of the visual effects right. That's the way the sand blows over the dunes and curls over the tops of them, the way it displaces and flows because it's almost a liquid. And then of course all of the things that you expect to run into in a desert environment, like sandstorms and mirages. There's all kinds of possibilities, and we wanted to make sure that we're sort of exploring all of them.
Yes, I did.
We've been working so hard. I actually didn't even realize Spec Ops had sand in it, which is a terrible thing to say about myself professionally, I suppose, is that I'm that out of touch. So I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but there's plenty of room for lots of games with sand in them. I'm looking forward to Journey too. It's going to be beautiful.
Well, that's all real pretty, but what the hell's it mean in English?
We wanted to have Victor Sullivan back in this one and really explore their relationship much more than we have in the previous games. And, I think a lot of people felt like that we was underused in Uncharted 2, and we felt the same way. And so we really, in this one, really want to explore this sort of, this bromance, this buddy picture aspect of their relationship, and dig in a little bit more to kind of the nature of this partnership that they've got, because he's kind of like Drake's father figure, but also his sort of mentor. But he's sort of a lousy father figure if you think about it, because he's kind of a corrupting influence as well. And it's actually a really fun thing to explore, and I think people want to know more about that. I can't really talk about any other characters. I mean, obviously the romantic angle is always a big part of this genre, right? And there are definitely going to be returning characters and lots of new characters, and we're going to get into that later. But right now we just want to focus on the solely Drake romance. We always start our games with some sort of a historical mystery as a catalyst, and in this one we wanted to get into Drake's backstory a little bit more, what makes him tick, and so that involves digging a little back into the whole his relationship to his ancestors, supposed ancestors, Sir Francis Drake. Exploring that and the search for a potential lost treasure hoard from the 16th century actually puts us on the trail of T.E. Lawrence of Arabia, in an unexpected way, and we realized that actually our adversaries are not looking for some sort of small treasure hoard. They're actually looking for this lost city in the Arabian desert. Whenever we subtitle the Uncharted games, we try to think of something that's got layers of meaning, because we want people to be able to, especially in hindsight after playing the game, to think about, oh, it's got all these potential double and quadruple entendres, right? And so with Drake's deception, the idea is, well, there's two Drakes. There's Francis Drake and there's Nathan Drake. And with the word deception, it has multiple meanings. That deception can mean being deceived. It can be being the deceiver, and it can actually mean even an artifice of deception that you run into. And so all those multiple meanings will all come into play in our story. We're very aware that we're playing in a sandbox that has existed for a long time. We're huge fans of the pulp adventure genre. You going back to the 19th century all the way through to the present, and all the different forms, whether it's comics or books or movies, movie serials. But what we wanted to do is kind of honor all those tropes in a contemporary way with a contemporary hero. And so, hopefully we're also establishing new ground in the genre, and not just playing in the sandbox, but building on it.